Okay, why remote working is going to kill your career. Now, if you're in a corporate world and you're trying to get ahead and you get into a point where you have some experience, you have 3, 4, 5 years experience, maybe 10 years experience, and you've earned your freedom, meaning, and what I mean by that is you have the opportunity to work remotely if you want. Your job doesn't have to be there on site. And I'd advocate, it depends on your personality trait, it depends what you want to get out of life. If you just want to be one of those people who cruises and you want to have as much freedom as you possibly can, you don't want a long commute, you want to be able to get home to your family, get home to your new child, then maybe that's the time in your life to have remote work. Speaking to so many younger people right now, under 24, 25 years old with very, very little experience, and they all want a heavy hybrid working from home job or a remote job. So that does two things for you. If you're super career motivated, if you want to get as much as you possibly can out of life, it's a massive opportunity for you, because those jobs where a company wants somebody on site, and it's not always, there's a negative thing around remote working, or a negative thing around being on site and being 100% on site. There's a negative connotation around that right now because of what we've seen during COVID. Some people did really well working from home. Some people will tell you that it's the most productive environment they could possibly be in. There's no distractions, there's no commute. I don't get to work tired because I've been on a tube for the last hour. I'm able to do exactly what I want. My day plan is perfect. My to-do list is done. I know what's important, what's urgent. I'm the person who gets things done. And that is absolutely true, 100%. You are most productive when you're in a quiet space with no distractions, getting done exactly what you need to do. Now, it depends what career you're in. But what I will say is during COVID, we saw a lot of people get given that freedom, whether they deserved it or not. They got given that freedom. They got the opportunity to work from home, and they blew it. They blew it because they weren't as productive from home. They were lazy, they were playing on computer games, they were watching Netflix series. They realized that the boss wasn't watching, and therefore they could do whatever they want. And so some people blew it and they didn't take the opportunity of having something that powerful, that strong. And so what you've got is a lot of companies that work best when you've got teams working together, collaborating together and getting the absolute best of each other as individuals, just as you would on a sports team. Now, I know that most of you watching this will be on sports teams, will be from a sports background. That's what the channel is all about. It's about high performance in running. But in order to have all those transferable skills cross over to discipline, the work ethic, the teamwork, the dedication, the learning to fail because every project is not going to be successful, the learning to collaborate as a team and work as effectively and as efficiently as a team is so, so important. The sociable aspect, socializing aspect to working in a team, working for a company, working for somebody who's a mentor, learning 360. So not just learning from your boss and your boss's boss, but learning from all your colleagues around you, learning from other teams that are in your office, learning from people who you're mentoring. It's amazing how much I learn from people that I'm coaching. I learn so much from that, and it's whether you want to admit it or not, you cannot say that it's easier or just as easy to train somebody online as it is there in person on site. It's so much easier if you've got somebody there on site. So what you're seeing right now is a lot of people that are wanting remote work, wanting hybrid positions, but they've not yet kind of earned that. They've not kind of got to that experience level that warrants that getting that remote position. It's there, it's available for you if you want. It will be paid less, it will come with less prospects, and if you think it doesn't come with less prospects because the job advert or the company are telling you you can move forward with this role, you can this is the perfect vehicle for your career to move forward, you're kidding yourself, because of course you're going to get overlooked for promotions if you're not visible in sight in the office. Of course you're going to get overlooked for any major project that comes in that needs a safe pair of hands, a committed pair of hands that's been on site for the last 12 months, 18 months, 2 years. when you've been sat working from your bedroom, of course you're going to get overlooked. So the way to flip this on its head, the way you can get ahead of all those people that are looking for a heavy working from home hybrid position, I'll often get told, I'm happy to go into the office once, twice a month, but it's not really necessary, is it? They're not reading between the lines, and they're not seeing what's actually going on in the marketplace, because most people will see their job, and the people they work with, if they're on site, they'll get to see their jobs, but they won't have that. They won't have built that relationship with their boss, with their boss's boss, with their team around them. They won't have worked in that structure and be able to understand, where do they fit best? Where are they most useful? Where do they have most purpose? And therefore they don't have that level of return on what they're giving. They don't have that level of satisfaction, fulfillment, because they're essentially a person behind a Zoom call, behind a Microsoft Teams call. It's killing your career. And if you don't wake up quickly because you love that freedom and take on-site work and do it to the best of your ability and prove that you are the person for that job and the next job and the next job over that, then you're going to suffer like slowly being fired. We're hearing all the time about people quietly quitting, essentially checking out, still taking the salary at the end of the month. We're hearing about that all the time. What we're going to see is people essentially being quietly fired. They're not being let off the payroll, but they're being overlooked for major projects, being overlooked for that promotion. It's yours for the taking. All you need to do is show up. And I literally mean that. All you need to do is show up, and it's yours. Be there, be present, be that person who is like the team sports person, who is the safe pair of hands, who can grab the ball when it's a penalty. I'll take it because I have big faith in myself. I know this game now. I know what we're doing here as a team. I know what the goal of the team is. And I understand deeply what the culture of the company is and how I fit into that. And I understand deeply that this is the right company for me. It's the right vehicle for me to absolutely explode in my career. Take those opportunities, because especially in your 20s and your early 30s, you're not going to get that time back. And unless you've gone and you've gone through the stages and you've got to a certain point where you're really happy in your career and you're moving into your late 30s and 40s, you're going to be working forever. And the UK retirement age now is what, 67, 69, 70? Do you think that's going to go down? Like, that pot of money is always going to be shrinking because we have a problem in the UK with pensions. Same in the US. Take the opportunity, get an on-site job, and absolutely smash it out of the park. It's so important for you right now.